One of the most important topic of class 6, which is motion and measurement of distances. Motion and measurement of distances. Let's start. Session plan is like this: theory of transport, non-standard units of measurement, standard unit of measurements, non-standards basically mean arbitrary units which were used in ancient times as because there were no vector or we can say scalar scales that time, means they didn't have units like meters, centimeter, kilometers, so they used like palm hands to measure something, and there were many other units in the ancient time. Correct measurement, measuring length with curved lines like this, moving things around, just types of motion. What is the story of transport? So, firstly, what happened long ago, people did not have any means of transport. They used to carry their goods on foot, either on foot, on their backs, or through their animals. For transport along water routes, boats were used. Boats like this was used. Animals were used to pull up their goods, and like the human resources only they used themselves. They were self defendable that time. They were selfly able to do the things. Now, invention of wheel plays a major role as because after the invention of wheel also the system of animal transportation continued as because bullock carts or other type of chariots were invented. Invention of the wheel made a great change in mode of transport. The design of wheel was improved over thousands of years, as we can see. The design of wheel is keeping on changing by respect of the time. Like this is a modern day. This is the wheel of the trains. This is the modern bicycle. Animals were used to pull cars. That what I told. Animals now were used like in chariots, bullock carts, and these type of things they were used. Steam engine. Steam from the starting of steam engine from the 18th century, 19th century. 19 over here means 1800. 20th century means 1900s. 21st century means 2000s in which we are living. Until the beginning of the 19th century, people still depended on animals, boats, and ships to transport them from place to place. Means animals, boats, ships. Animals firstly were used, then came boats for sea routes and all the things. Then, to improve the invention of boats, ships also came. The invention of steam engine led to the development of new means of transport. Now it became faster, even faster than others like boats, animals, ships, irrespective of the route. Like the steam engines were like polluting. In geography, it is considered polluting only. But this was used as the means of transport at that time. Railroads, rail wires, etc. were made for steam engine driven carriages and vehicles. Automobiles. Automobiles Automobiles they came later. They came after steam engines such as motor cars, trucks, buses. These came after steam engine and trains. Motorized boats and ships were used as means of transport on water. Motorized boats such as this, buses, cars, these satellites, airplanes. The early years of 1900 saw the development of aeroplanes. The Wright brothers flew their first flight in 1900s. I didn't recognize the year, but it was 1900, near to 1900, 1901 to 1905. They got their first flight. 1 to 5, between 1 to 5 only. They got their first flight, the Wright brothers. And this led to the invention of aeroplanes. Even who first licensed pilot of India was J.R.D. Tata, one of the chairman of the Tata Group. Electric trains, monorail, supersonic airplanes, spacecrafts. Some contributions of the 20th century means in the 1900s or 1950s, we can say electric trains, monorail, supersonic aeroplanes, which such as Concorde. Supersonic can be classified as Concorde only, which is not flying in 2024 in the present time, as because of the crash of 2001, which led to the destruction of a hotel with the crew members along with the pilot and passengers, and all was destroyed completely. Spacecrafts are some contributions of 20th century. Some measurement is now measurement. Why do we measure? To get the quantity, length, distance of something. Distance of something. Comparing an unknown quantity with some quantity is called measurement. Comparing an unknown quantity with with some quantity, non quantity can be 6 liters, 6 meters, etc. The result of a measurement is expressed in two parts. There are two parts in it. One part is the number. The other part is the unit of the measurement. What are the units? Meter, centimeter, kilometer, kiloliters, etc. Liters, such as if we are taking 2 liters. So, if we are taking 2 liters, so it is the first part. Two is the first part. Liters over here is the measurement unit. Is the measurement unit. It is the second part. The unit is of the second part. A non-quantity which is used in measurement is called a unit. Yes, the non-quantity. जो क्वांटिटी हमें पता है उसको हम यूनिट बोलते हैं जो मेजरमेंट में यूज होती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन यू से दैट योर हाइट इज 150 centimeter, so the measurement of your unit is being expressed in number. Like I told, 150 centimeter. It is the first part, which is number. Second part is centimeters, which is the unit over here, and 150 is the number over here. Then arbitrary units, which can be non-standard unit that were used in ancient times, as because no correct measurement quantity was there in that time. Now, before the development of standard units, like I told, people used arbitrary and non-standard units of measurement. These were non-standard units. Some of them are still at some places, means in the backward places, basically. These are still used. Some of them are handspan like this, foot length, foot span like this, finger length as expressed in fingers, and cubit, length between the elbow. Cubit is the length between the elbow and the fingertips. Arms length, the whole arm's length. Even today, we can see flower sellers using their forearm as a unit for garlands in many towns of India. Now, what was the problem with it? Problem was that all had uneven size of hands, uneven lengths of hand. So if a person having a shorter hand is selling a piece of also is selling vegetables according to his unit or his hand, so at the same price that other vendors of high length are selling, so it will be means a type of discriminate, sorry, it will be a type of, what we can say, it will be a type of uneven thing which is faced by the customers. The vendors will get profit from it if they're shorter hands. If they are having shorter hands, longer hands will get losses, as because they have, in comparison they'll not get losses, but in comparison to shorter hands, longer hands will get my negative, and it this way a positive sound for them. Now, disadvantages of arbitrary units of measurement. You've seen that arbitrary units of measurement are made up of length of different parts. Yes, the length of the foot used varied slightly from region to region. This is the most important text. The length, sorry. The length of the foot used varied slightly from region to region. Everyone's body parts could be of different sizes, uneven sizes, uh, all had uneven sizes, like I told. The length of your hand span and that of your friends may not be the same. If a person is having the hand at this and the other person is having that, it will be unequal for them if they are getting, for example, a vegetable which is compared with the size of their hands. So, if they're buying it with the comparison of the hands, this will result in shortage. So the length of the handspan and that of your friends may not be the same. This can create a lot of confusion. This can create a lot of confusion, as there will be no uniformity or equal even and measurement. Therefore, some standard units of measurements are needed that don't change from time to time. There are some international level also. The standard unit of measurement is like this. In 1790, the French created a standard unit of measurement. Who created it? The French created it. Metric system. It's called the metric system, which is what developed by the French people. For the sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have accepted a set of standard units of measurement. For example, 1 centimeter is equals to 10 milliliters, 1 decimeter is equals to 10 centimeters, 1 meters is equals to 10 decimeters, 1 decameter, 10 meters, 1 has hectometer, 100 meters, 1 kilometers, 1000 meters. The system of units now came to be known as the International System of Units. In short, it is SI units. SI units, we are not taking international over here, therefore it is SI units. The SI unit of length is meter. There's basically length is meter, like quantity, if you are getting an quantity in liquid, it will be liters. Like this, we calculate. Each meter is divided into 100 equal divisions, centimeters. Like this is a meter, it is divided into parts. These parts are centimeters. Each centimeter is divided into 10 equal divisions. It is also divided into 10 equal divisions, which are known as millimeters. उसके बाद thus 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, 1 centimeter is equals to 110 meters. But अगर meters में हमें पूछा हो तो 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, which is equals to 10. 100 into 10 would be like that. For measuring large distances, meter is not a convenient unit. Large distances, like we're saying 2 kilometers, 20,000 kilometers, it's not an appropriate unit. As because it will be like 20,000. We have to calculate a lot. We don't have a scalar. So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters is clear. For measuring larger distances, meter is not a convenient unit. This we know if we define a larger unit of length, which is kilometers. 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Now we can repeat all our measurement activities using a standard scale and the measure in SI units. Before we do that, we do need to know the correct way of measuring lengths and distances. Correct ways are as follows. We use various types of measuring devices like barometer, inch tapes, etc. Meter scale for measuring lengths. We use a meter scale for measuring lengths. A tailor uses a tape, whereas the cloth merchant uses a ammeter rod. For measuring the length of an object, you must choose a suitable device. You cannot measure the girth of a tree or the size of your chest using a meter scale. For instance, measuring tape is most suitable for this. For smaller measurements, such as the pen length of your pencil, you can use a 15 centimeter scale from your geometry box. In taking measurement of a length, we need to take care of the following. Place the scale in contact with the object along its length as shown in figure A. This is the figure A. It is not visible. In some scales, the ends may be broken. The ends like this may be broken. You may not be able to see the zero mark clearly. Means the zero sometimes is not visible. But it can be avoided. You should avoid taking measurements from zero mark of the scale. Reading at one end is 1 centimeter. We should always, not always, but in convenience, if zero mark is not there, we should use 1 centimeter as the starting unit. At the other end, 14.3 centimeter. Therefore, 14.3. The length of the object is 14.3 minus 1 centimeters, 13.3 centimeters. Then measuring lengths of curved lines. If we want to measure a curved line, we can't do it directly by using a meter scale. As we can't straighten the curved lines, for this we can use a thread. Like a thread we are cutting. Uh, Suppose this is the line. This is not visible. Like this is a line on an object or something else that the or a rope which needs or a rope or curved surface. It can be classified as a curved steel wire. So we need to measure it. So what we can do, we can take a thread, we can bind it all over it. Then what we can do, we can straighten the thread. This is a thread, like we got this much of thread from this. Now we can use a scale to measure its quantity. This is much simpler. Now, if we carefully move the thread along the curved line while keeping it stretched tightly, then measure the used part of the thread on a meter scale. And like I told, this is the object, so steel wire that we are considering. This is the thread. Make sure it should be straightened so that no kind of thread is extended towards it. Now measure it with the scale, and with the scale we can measure its quantity, or we can say measure its length, not quantity. Now by this way we can measure lengths of curved lines. Moving things around us. What are the things you see around you? This might be things such as people, animals, non-living things such as tables, chairs, boxes. Some of these things stay still while others move. Like boxes stay there, chairs stay there until and unless we move them by our motion. Motion can be defined or the as the activity of process or continually changing position or moving from one position to another. Let's take a look at the different types of motion that exist. Rectilinear motion. We have seen how a vehicle moves on a straightened road or how soldiers march in a parade, right? This is a marching of soldiers. This is a kind of motion where something moves along a straight line. This is a straight line, this is going a straight line, like this is the march was going. So this is the road. This will go this side, this side, this side if the road is like this and they're marching towards east. It is called a rectilinear motion. Like the cars also if in a highway, let's consider it is a highway. So if cars are moving in it, it would be straight. It will be straight. And moving along a straight line is what we called as rectilinear motion. Circular motion. Circular motion, observe the movement of a fan. It goes around in circles. Circular motion is the type of motion where an object moves along the circumference of a circle or rotates along a circular path. Like movement of it's much simpler. The objects which move circularly are the examples of circular motion is bit simple. Then at the last we have periodic motion, our last topic. Think of a swing of pendulum in motion. Like this is a pendulum. This is a pendulum clock. This is the pendulum going on to here. So just like in case of these objects, we observe that sometimes an object repeats its motion after a certain time interval. After a certain time of interval, if we are swinging like this, we'll go that side, we'll go in the opposite also, in the direction from which we have started. In the pendulum also, if the bob is going here, it will go again to its starting point all over there, then here, then here. Such a type of motion is called a periodic motion. Periodic motion, like in a pendulum or a swing, we start from a origin point and goes all around the destination, but there is a change. From the destination, we again go towards our origin. So this is the concept of periodic motion. Like this. This is the origin. We are going like this, but again in a swing we are coming back to it. Okay. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.